Hi, 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 everybody. Welcome back. Oh, we oh, we have two playing at the same time. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Let me get this. I don't know why it's playing at the same time. Hmm. Okay, we're back. 200 in the room. Hi, everybody. All right. That was odd. Okay, well, at least it's gone. Now, guys, just making sure that everybody's in the room. I am right here. If you guys are in the live chat, I want you guys to go ahead and rate this 1 to 10. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Oops, where did Adam go? I'm back. Hi, everybody. Does anyone fast forward when Tom Sandoval, Jesse, Tom Shorts, and Jax are on? Yes. Yes, we do. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Okay. So, guys, 1 to 10, last night's episode, there was so much going on between Jax Taylor showing back up and becoming the villain that he always has been, especially on Vanderpump Rules. There is a lot to go through here. I pulled a lot of photos and everything. I'm watching from Rhode Island. Hi. It's what I missed last night. About to go watch now. Hi, guys. We have an 8. My God. 10. Everybody's in here. Good morning. Good morning. 7.5, 10. All right. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. But I'm watching Vanderpump Rules right now. We were supposed to have Dave on. And guys, everybody send all of the love and well wishes and prayers to Dave and his wife because they are expecting a little beautiful baby. And that could be any day now. So that is why Dave is not here today. And that's okay. Jason's also in Charleston right now. So Jason's going to be there until Sunday. And everyone keeps asking me, when is Jason going to be back on? Before we get into the Vanderpump Rules and the Valley recaps, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. Jason right now is going to be back and forth a lot, and we're probably not going to be fully moved until middle of May. So until then, I'm just going to be having a ton of other co-hosts come on with hot, messy topics, Vanderpump Rules, the Valley, all of it. Let's see. Yay, congrats. 7, especially when Lisa and Jax interacted. That's what I wanted to kind of start off with because this was a lot. All right. So last night on last night's episode, we saw Jax Taylor again, right? Well, when Jax Taylor came on, he was talking about hosting this Sir Brunch event with James Kennedy. And I wanted to ask what you guys thought about that because when he's talking about hosting the Sir Brunch event with James Kennedy, he's saying, well, I have to go back to Sir. Well, what is Lisa going to say? You know what? Why do I have to respect Lisa? Why? Because she owns a couple of restaurants in Hollywood or something? Like, big deal. I have Jax's Studio City. And it's so safe to say that watching this episode, it's like that hiatus for you did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because, well, why should you respect Lisa? I don't know. You wouldn't be living in the $3 million home that you're living in. You wouldn't have the notoriety. It seems like the only person who's really getting this right now is Brittany. And even James was like, dude, go bring her flowers, do something. You were showing up to her restaurant in order to host an event to promote yourself and the Valley, essentially. And you can't just say, like, hey, hi, how are you doing? But Jax has a different side to the story. So Jax personally feels when him and Brittany got pregnant with Cruz and after they had the baby, Lisa didn't reach out. Lisa hasn't reached out to see how they're doing. How have they been? Ever since they got fired, Lisa hasn't cared. But to be fair, Lisa's like, hold on, wait a minute. You went on and not only trashed me, you trashed my show, and you said that I'm like some sort of prop on Vanderpump Rules that I'm not needed anymore. So what kind of shit is that? And then you want to show back up and then say that I I owe you an apology? No. I'm actually going to, by the way, since we don't have a co-host today, I'm going to drop a link in case any of you guys want to call in. So you can go ahead and click on that link. But I am going to share a clip really quick of Brittany Cartwright talking about this because this is awkward. Hold on. Well, first, I'm actually going to play this clip. Oh, I love clips. Love, 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 love clips. Here we go. Thank you to Byway Hello Drama.
Jax, you went to Sir and had a conversation with Lisa.
Yeah.
And she was upset that you had said that she was superfluous.
By the way,
Superfluous.
first of all, you guys know me pretty well. Even you guys behind the scenes know me very well. Do you think that word is even remotely near my vocabulary?
Here you are on a podcast saying, Lisa's a prop. She's not needed. She's
Okay. So in this clip, Jax Taylor says that Lisa Vanderpump used to cry to him when she had issues on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and say, "You're the only one I can talk to." Now, when I was working at TomTom, what a lot of people don't know is that Lisa would come in and she would be filming Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and also Vanderpump Rules. There would be paparazzi who would be stationed outside of TomTom and Pump. And everybody was always like, "Lisa, Lisa." And she would say, "I'm exhausted. I'm opening more restaurants. I have to, I have all of these storylines going on with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills," which again is exhausting, while also trying to executive produce this other show and open more restaurants in Vegas. Do I think that she complained about how much work she had on her plate? Yes, because I've heard it. But do I think that she was like, "You are the only one, Jax Taylor, that I can talk to"? No, I'm not buying that for a single second. By the way, guys, I'm surprised none of you guys are like, "Oh, well, let's call in right now." But Brittany says that once she and Jax were off Vanderpump Rules, Lisa Vanderpump stopped caring about them. And Brittany says that she didn't hear from Lisa Vanderpump during her pregnancy. And Lisa Vanderpump did send a gift to Cruz 8 weeks after he was born, though.
Pronounce the word. First of all, that word is nowhere near this brain.
Superfluous. It's the name of Jax's band. Superfluous.
Yeah, I was a little upset because I think, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I was in this from the beginning, and I think I helped create a masterpiece. That's what I call the show. I really think it is. This is why my show is successful.
I mean, the guy has a big ego, to say the least. But I'm going to move on from Jax for just a second because I wanted to talk about Sheena. Now, on last night's episode, we saw two different conversations, one with Sheena and one with Brittany, and they were talking about being the main breadwinners. Brittany obviously wasn't always the main breadwinner because if you remember back to the early seasons when Jax was paying for her boobs, paying for her to move to Los Angeles, paying for their rent, he carried the majority of it, right? Well, then after they got fired, what she's talking about is after they got fired, she was offered a deal for Weight Watchers somewhere to the effect of $2 million. I don't know if it was exactly $2 million or just a little bit less, but she brought in that money, which was then going to help her pay the bills, the mortgage, and everything while they were still trying to figure out, are we going to be on TV? Do we move to Kentucky? Do we shop things around? What do we do with our money? And how do we keep our $3 million home afloat? Well, now pan over to Sheena, and Sheena's having the exact same conversation with Brock, except it's just a tad bit different. When Sheena met Brock, Brock had his hand in a few F45s. F45 is the gym that I go to now. It's a fun gym. You have kickboxing, you have all kinds of things, and they keep the routine going. But I believe it's about $150,000 to invest into an F45. And the whole main goal behind it, for those of you guys who don't know, which I just learned and I thought it was interesting. The whole main goal behind getting an F45 is to accumulate different locations. And then once you have 3 or 4, then you can sell those locations as like a lump sum. So I believe that's what he did with his business partners. But since then, he's now been on Vanderpump Rules with Sheena. However, if I have this right, which if I don't, bet your ass I'm definitely going to get a text message from Sheena or somebody. But if I have this right, I don't think that Brock is actually paid as a cast member on the show. And if he is, I'm sure it's a very small sum. And that's why Brock is getting more involved now, because if there is longevity on the show for Vanderpump Rules, if it does go by, past season 11, then he will be paid more episodically. But if there is not a future on Vanderpump Rules, then he can go over to the Valley and then he will probably be entertained as more of a cast member because that's all about couples. So they would be paying them together as opposed to paying Sheena as one main co-star cast member and then being like, in order for us to pay you as a main cast member, you need to showcase your life and your husband and all of the things, but they don't get paid for it. That's what you have to bring. Sort of like a housewife. If you're on the Housewives or Southern Charm or any of these shows and you have a spouse or a family and they're not willing to be a part of the show, they don't get paid to be a part of the show. It's just that is a package deal that you have to agree to before you do the show. Now, Sheena and Brock were celebrating their wedding anniversary, which we were calling it 1 year when in all actuality it was 2 years. And they have this conversation. And while they're talking about it, he's like, I want to start adding something. I want to start bringing in more money. And she's like, don't you think that this is your opportunity right now while I'm making this money to spend more time with your daughter and kind of rehab that chance to be the best dad possible? And then he started breaking down, which I felt really, really bad about, because if you go to his Instagram and you see that they're living in their new home in Sherman Oaks and everything that they've been doing to it, the guy is really always spending time with his daughter. And I have been personally in Sheena and Brock's home and seen how he is with his daughter. And he is a great dad. But it kind of gives me, like, I see both sides of the argument. Because I see what she's saying, where she's like, well, why don't you right now while I'm bringing in the money, sit there and make sure that Summer's taken care of, because I have, this mentality that something could potentially go wrong, which is really, really sad. But then also I see where if you think about a mom, a stay-at-home mom who's at home like old school days, and the husband would go to work. And sometimes the wife would be like, I want to get a job. Let's find daycare or something for the kids. And the husband would be like, no, you stay home and take care of the kids. Sometimes that person who would have to stay home wasn't actually fulfilled in doing that. And they're like, yes, this is the best job ever to be a mom or a dad. But this isn't like, I need social stimulation. I need to be able to know that I'm bringing in something. I need to financially, like, it's not just okay, I'm the man, you're the woman, I have to provide. It's like, I also want to add something in because I don't want to feel like I'm asking you for money, which I totally get from Brock's side. I want to hear what you guys say about this. Let's see. Absolutely. Great dad. No, he is a great dad. Guys, I'm telling you from my experience, I'm not talking about his kids in Australia. I don't know that. That's a great point. Thank you. Better bust out that leg. Love me some Adam and Jason. Jason will be back soon, guys. I think people are growing sick of her and her whining, so Brock needs to go out there and get a job. Plus, that is what he needs to be happy. I think that he should go and work or do whatever makes him happy. If he doesn't need to get a job financially because they're okay for right now, then that's great for them. However, this is a reality show, and when it runs out, you still have a $2.5 million home and then a $1 million home in Palm Springs. You have $4 million in mortgages. Yeah. I would start thinking about, how do we pivot? Adam, you're amazing. Your energy is the best. Thank you. Where can I get an Up and Adam shirt? In our merch store. I'll put the link in there. I think the link is in the description. I think Brock is basically doing a job without being paid by working as her assistant. Lala Kent ended up saying, I think it was on her podcast or it was on the Vanderpump Rules after show. Lala Kent was explaining that Sheena likes to be alpha in a relationship. And I don't know how true that is, that Sheena likes to be alpha in a relationship. But she said that Sheena always likes to be with somebody who is that she's going to be able to provide for. And she likes being like the main breadwinner. If I were Sheena, I just don't personally know if Sheena went out of her way to look for somebody to be beta to her, but maybe she did. I don't know. You have to be at least good to number 1 and 2 before he can be great. I'm sorry. Okay, that's fair. It is about his mental health, and he has said that this is what he wants to do, and I think it's fine that they have that relationship. Yeah, me too. But moving on. Speaking of relationships, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Something About Her officially has an opening date. So Katie and Ariana, and guys, hear me out really quick. Actually, I think it was this time last year. I was supposed to go in May, this time last year, to go interview Katie. I can look up well, I won't right now, but I was supposed to go look up or meet up with Katie and film an interview with her at Something About Her. And now we're 1 year later. And then they had an opening date at some point in January of 2024. But due to complications, whether that was whatever's going on with Chef Penny, which I don't know, and I really wish I had the tea on that, but mostly the city permits. They had all of these complications, so they had to push it back. And I think that they've announced a date like 2 or 3 times now, and it just keeps getting pushed back. So the new date is Wednesday, May 22nd. So if you are going to be in West Hollywood, or if you live in Los Angeles, then you know that's right around the time of Gay Pride. Jason and I met on Gay Pride on June 9th, which means this is probably about 1 to 2 weeks before Gay Pride starts. I heard that they're going to be hosting a party for Pride at Something About Her, which I have no freaking clue how they're going to do, considering the place is like literally the size of like a shoe closet. It's a sandwich shop. There's not like a whole lot of space. It seems like this is going to be crazy, but I think that's exactly why they're planning on opening May 22nd, because there's going to be a lot of trial and error going into it, trying to manage those lines, manage the put out of the sandwiches, make sure that they have everything going and it's a well-oiled machine, because anybody knows, especially me, opening restaurants with Lisa or working at restaurants as she opened them, it's so much trial and error. Like the first few weeks just suck and people don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm so excited for this and them, also for me, because that's the day before my birthday and I'll be there visiting LA for the first time in the following week. Cannot wait for my sandwich. You have to do a video going there and checking it out. I was thinking about it, about talking to Katie about going there for the opening, but I don't know, guys, because I was looking when I was starting to look at the dates, I was like, with Jason and I going in and out of town and then moving, this is only going to be like a week and a half after we settle in. And I don't know if that's the best time for me to go there. 126 likes, 500 plus watching. If you like our Adam, he's smart, fun, cute, and really works hard. Hi. Hey, guys. Yes, Adam, do a show from the sandwich shop. Please do. There's no sign or anything. So that's one of the few things that they have left to do. Just to kind of update you guys with this, they built out, because the whole thing, the sandwich shop is supposed to be a rom-com inspired sandwich shop. So they built out the whole inside with this interior designer, and then come to find out something was wrong. Like the tile wasn't slip appropriate or slip resistant appropriate, something like that. So then they had to completely tear it all down. And then they had the awning outside, but that wasn't within code. So now they rebuilt the inside. That's ready to go and that's done. But now they need a new awning and they also need a new sign and they have to finish the patio. Because right now, if you go past there, you'll see that there's a couple chairs outside for the patio, but those chairs are only because they're doing interviews for potential new employees. And another thing is usually when they film for the TV show where they do interviews like Katie and Ariana did for Something About Her with Chef Penny, normally those people don't actually start working at the restaurants. Sometimes they do, like if you can wait around and if you have time. But in this case, they filmed that probably about 8-9 months ago. This is Los Angeles and everybody needs to make a buck. Nobody is waiting around for a sandwich shop job 8-9 months later. It's not happening. Oh my gosh, a hot, messy topics at the sandwich shop. Yes, that would be fun. Katie would be like, no, absolutely not. What is up with the table banging man? Abusive much? Or is he fed up with his wifey poo and her cheating getting around? Oh, you're talking about Jesse and Michelle Lawley. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so as we move on really quick, there was another situation that I wanted to talk about, and that would be James Kennedy. So if you guys didn't watch last night's episode, DJ James Kennedy is having an issue apparently with Allie and compromise. She wants to go see her friends. She wants to fly out of town. There's a special event that she wants to attend to, but he does not want to leave Hippie, formerly known as Graham, unless it's with his brother. He doesn't want to leave the dog. And she's like, that's not fair. I didn't necessarily ask for this dog, but now that we have the dog and I have my cat, this dog is known for being a little aggressive. I have compromised with you, but it's also not fair that we go travel all the time. You're playing all of these gigs, you're doing all of these things, but when it comes down to me wanting to do something with my friends or my family, then all of a sudden we don't have the availability to do that. And that's where she has her problem, which is actually totally fair. because Jason and I have had these conversations about our animals, and that's why you have to figure out a good system, because it has to work for everybody. It can't just work for James Kennedy, and it can't just be the James Kennedy show, which I think is exactly what Brock's dealing with Sheena, because James Kennedy is the breadwinner. Sheena is the breadwinner. James Kennedy is one of the main stars on the show. Sheena's one of the main stars on the show. What James wants, James gets in that relationship, and Brock might feel the same way about Sheena. Except the only difference is one, they're married, and two, they have a baby. So their compromise just looks a tad different. Guys, 600 in the room, smash that like button, show some love. Let's see what you guys are saying. I get James. Maybe they need a consistent dog sitter. To be fair, Jason and I have been dealing with this now we've had our dogs for 6-7 years. We have never had a dog sit. We've had one friend, Claire, who was one of our best friends. Aside from her, we've never really had a dog sitter, and we refuse to put our dogs in like a daycare. So every time that we go out of town, if our moms can't come into town to help us with the animals, we just usually don't go, or one of us stays in town. Like when I went to the Vanderpump Rules premiere party, we didn't have somebody. So Jason stayed home. James has his brother to do it. I don't think his brother was available. Why can't Lisa Vanderpump help him out? She surprised him with Graham Hippie. Can you imagine knocking on Lisa Vanderpump's door? Hi. Hi. Oh my God. Lisa, we want to go out of town for Allie's thing. Graham's good here, right? With the swans? He's a tad bit aggressive. Hippie, actually, but no. No. Okay. I have human babies and fur babies, and I wouldn't just leave any of them with just anyone. And she would never. Yeah, I agree. All right. So now, moving on, there was another conversation that happened last night that I thought was interesting, because this is the second time we're hearing this. It was between Jax and Katie. Now, Jax had two issues, obviously, because he was going to see Lisa Vanderpump run into her at her restaurant, Sir. But then also, he knew that he was going to see Katie Maloney. He said that Katie has been bad-mouthing him, saying that he's cheating, all of these things. He's listing them out. And Katie is like, no, I just don't like your ass. Do I think that you could have been cheating? Yes. But Jax is like, what? She didn't have a good enough time screwing her ex-husband's best friends? What, does she just want to have sex with me and that's her problem? She's bitter? It's like, yes, she wants to have sex with the guy who sits there on the toilet with the bathroom door open, who bosses his wife around and says, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. I'm sure Katie is dying to get in line to date Jax or hook up with you, you idiot. That sounds quite a bit aggressive, but also so was his. So I just want to say fair is fair. But I thought Katie handled herself great when Katie was talking to Jax, and she just pretty much called it out. She's like, I don't like you. And he thinks it's because Jax and Brittany didn't go to Stassi's wedding. She's like, no, I know how that transpired, and I didn't like how you guys dealt with it. But that's not the only reason that I don't have a relationship. I like your wife. I think your wife's a great person. I think you're an asshole. And I think that it's not just you with Brittany. I think that this is years built up of you being a certain way, and it's worn on me. And now I'm at a place in my life where I only want to surround myself with certain people that I want to be around, and you're not one of them. That is a fair statement. So I'm Team Katie on that, especially because when you saw Jax return and show up to James's house, you see him walking around and he's like, I'm getting drunk. I have a babysitter. I'm getting lit. Where's the party? And he's trying to be so extra loud to come in and like bow out his peacock chest and act like he is the number one guy in the group. Just like the video clip that I just posted or shared with you guys that I played on here, where he's like, I take a lot of pride in Vanderpump Rules. I made it, such a success, which is true. He did add a lot to the different elements that made Vanderpump Rules a success. Yes, 100%. That is a true statement. But it wasn't just you who made Vanderpump Rules a success. This is an ensemble cast. Jax and Brittany Take Kentucky. That wasn't a success. Just saying. Katie stays getting blamed for the men cheating on their spouses. It's beyond me how it's her fault where they place their attention and their eggplant emoji. Brittany can do so much better than Jax, the Neanderthal. Well, according to James, and a few of the other cast members, they don't think that Brittany's getting back with Jax. Love Katie telling the truth. She is the truth teller in the nest of liars. Love it at all. It's a 10 for you, buddy. Katie rocked. I give the show a 7.5. The girls were great. Katie deserves so much more than what she gets on the show. And Jax's ego is a lot, especially since he was fired, but none of us can really deny that the man is great TV. Yeah, that's kind of just what it is. He's great TV because he's an ass. I mean, think about what he's famous for. He's famous for substance abuse, cheating, fighting, screaming, being disrespectful, and being a bartender. Yeah, he's great TV, and obviously not a great person. I'm just going to leave that there. But hold on, not done. So, as they're at the party, we have Sheena, and Sheena gets upset, visibly upset, as you can see. And she got upset because she said to Brock, it's 8, 9 o'clock. I'm ready to go. I want to go home. Brock's like, what do you mean go home? It's a party. It just started. Sheena gets upset and she starts crying. And she's like, no, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to put my baby down and read her Halloween books. There are things that I want to do. I don't want to be here. Okay. And Brock is like, well, I don't understand the problem. Pretty much. Like, I get it, but I thought we talked about this. And why can't we just stay here a little bit longer? So she ends up walking away and going and talking to Kyle Chan. Kyle Chan, by the way, sent me such a nice message on Instagram. Kyle Chan is a celebrity jewelry designer. Also, we see him all over Vanderpump Rules. He used to be friends with both Tom and Ariana. From my understanding, I don't know his relationship with Ariana. I do know he's still friends with Tom Sandoval. I saw him at the Vanderpump Rules premiere with Tom Sandoval. But Sheena comes up because he's hosting this party in San Francisco. This is the same party. It's that Gold's party. It's the same party that Sheena's performing her 2 songs at that she was talking about on the show. And it's also the same party where we saw that crazy video of the guy throwing everything off the tables. The guy who was like crazy drunk. Billy Lee was there. I think from what I heard, it was just an absolute shit show. Well, when Sheena's talking about the 2 songs and everything that she's about to do, then all of a sudden Tom sort of interjects and he's like, wow, you're doing these 2 songs. Good for you. Capitalizing off my pain. She's like, I know that you keep saying that capitalizing, whatever, but everybody's capitalized. It's not just me. And he's like, you know what, though? What's kind of bullshit about this is the simple fact that you also cheated, Sheena. You cheated too. And then Brock's ears went up like this. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't talk to my woman like that. And goes and chases after Tom, separates them, and Sheena flips out. She's like, I was 20 years old. It wasn't a 7-month affair. You can't keep throwing this in my face. Life is way different since then. This was literally like yesterday for you, fool. We are not the same. And also, everybody here capitalized. James capitalized with Worm with the Mustache merch and other merch, and now he's DJing all over. Lala Kent capitalized with the Send It to Daryl. Sheena capitalized on the podcast and whatever else she did. And Ariana and Katie obviously capitalized with the Something About Her merch. There was not one member of any of the cast that did not capitalize, except for probably Tom Schwartz, because he had his tail stuck between his legs. I would like a dinner that goes well. Do we need drama every time? Yes, it's a TV show. If you don't want drama, then I was going to say then go to your family dinner, but I don't know about your family. My family dinners are always drama. True that, Adam. Thank you. How Scandival didn't see or doesn't see how he's the problem is the most of these issues and the division dedication on another level. Yeah, Katie thinks she's better than anyone else. And where is Lala in this moment? I was expecting her to flip her shit. Well, if you guys saw, her reaction was kind of like when Tom Sandoval said that to Sheena, she looked and she's like, oh shit, that's messed up. And another thing that I want to point out too is what I felt or found to be interesting is Ariana recently did an LA Times or LA Book Festival, whatever it was, to talk about her new book. And she said she thought she was having a good season filming until she saw what some of them said about her in confessionals. And then she was like, okay, I didn't realize that they were saying these things behind my back. And we have seen them say a few things behind her back, but then it kind of looks so bad on them, like especially Sheena and them. And I love Sheena, but when Tom Sandoval goes to go after Sheena and starts saying things, and then Ariana gets up to go console her, it's like Ariana's not being a bad friend. Ariana's just really freaking busy. And that's the difference. I mean, they're both busy, but I'm talking about the difference between being a bad friend and not. But speaking of the angry man, guys, I have to ask you a question. Favorite cast member on the Valley? Go. Somebody in the live chat was saying, what's up with this angry guy who keeps slamming his fists on tables? That's Jesse Lally. So Jesse, it's like, you can't find a bigger ass than Jax Taylor. And then cue Jesse, right? He's going to be great TV. I can already see it. Jesse has been replaced. Maybe not on the show, but he has been replaced by his wife. We know that Michelle, obviously, and Jesse are getting a divorce. They announced their divorce at the Valley premiere, or the day of, or the day before. It was something like that. The week of, whatever, if we're getting specific about it. But now she has a new man. And I guess he is a financial advisor. His name is Aaron, and it was Brittany who messed up because Brittany accidentally posted a video on her Instagram where you see Michelle is all cozy with this guy. And then Michelle came out and confirmed it. So again, for those of you who are asking what happened to the angry man, what's going on with him, I'm guessing based off of what's happening with the Valley right now, the Valley's definitely getting picked back up. And I'm guessing Michelle will be back with her new man, and Jesse is going to be back with a new woman. 100%. Let's see what you guys are saying. I love that she spilled that tea. Michelle seems like a snake to me. Jesse is losing his family. He was feeling it. Kristen is your favorite. Guys, Danny looks like the sweetest guy ever. Like the husband who's just like, you guys have to find out what your wife's love language is. And then when his wife is like upset and she's like, I'm just really emotional. And he's like, babe, your feelings are valid. I'm like, how did you guys find? It's like having like the good witch and the bad witch. Like this is like, what is that? What is that? Wicked. It's like we have the good witch and the bad. Is that, or was it the Lion, the Witch, and the War? I don't know. My point is like, how do you have somebody like Danny who's like, babe, your feelings are valid. Everything that you're thinking, it's valid. Guys, if you want to understand your wives more, find out what their love language is. Try to understand them. And then you have somebody like Jax and Jesse who are like, get in that kitchen right now and make me a sandwich. What the fuck is that? I don't even know how these guys are friends. I guess because they just entertain each other. Takes one to know one. The couple that has twins. Yep. And Danny. Jesse actually loved his wife. I think, yeah, it kind of seems like she was the one who didn't. Sheena dated Jason. Wow. Danny and Nia are refreshing to watch. And the handsome guy who has a pregnant wife. The way Michelle talks about him, she's checked out and done. But the way he talks, he wants it to work. Yeah, but also, I'm just going to put this out there. They are on camera. And she just looks like she has been through it. That there have been moments that in conversations that they've had and that they're just not jiving. And I'm guessing that there's a lot more that we're not seeing because based off of when they were trying to do the couples counseling and he was very specific and meticulous about where certain things go and I need things to be a certain way, you could see he's like a control freak and probably a little off behind the scenes. And then it kind of reminds you, and I'm not calling him a narcissist. I'm just saying it kind of reminds you of one of those people who like in front of everybody, they're going to compose themselves a certain way that they feel like, well, everybody's going to be good with, you know? Then behind the scenes, that's when the real them comes out. And I know that kind of sounds like a contradiction because this is the same guy who is slamming his hands on the table and screaming at people. And at the end of this episode, lunging at Kristen Doty's man, Luke. But I think that was a breaking point. And I think that the guy, if you keep pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, he's going to snap. I know we all get there, but we all snap very differently. Just saying. Colorado sending love to Luke. love that he stands up for his lady. Okay. Just give your wife attention. It's not hard. I hope Jax doesn't rub off on him. And I have a Danny. Hey. I trust Kristen more than I trust Michelle. I know when she said that she had a whole relationship for a year and she's like, I didn't blame her and I didn't say anything because I thought Jesse was an asshole. Kristen Doty did say that she had to drop certain bombs throughout this season because she knew that she needed the show to be a success. I just feel bad that all of the bombs are going off on Michelle. Like, Kristen was like, we were great friends, like we really leaned on each other. Racist, Republican, cheater. We were awesome friends and I'm sorry. I love you. Racist, Republican, cheater. And it's like, my God, this is so confusing. I don't know how great of friends you actually were, only because my friends would never call me that and I wouldn't call them that. And if we had a problem, even if I was trying to make good TV, I just don't think that that's where I would go with it. She scares me a little bit. Love Kristen, but she scares me. LOL, I love Janet, but that chick is... I am dying for Janet right now. I think that she is so entertaining and she definitely has longevity on the Valley. Like, she is going to be a standout. She already is a standout. She's a standout for sure, but she's going to have longevity. Mark my words. Kristen will never change. She hits the bingo card on purpose. No, I think Luke looks funny. I think he's way too sensitive and he's a beta. He just seems excited that a girl actually really likes him. The only thing about Luke is I love that he stands up for Kristen, and I couldn't imagine trying to blend in with like some of these other guys in this group. I feel like it would be like awkward. And they're already hazing him by bringing Kristen's ex to the guys' night. I'm watching for Luke to see, like, the jury is not out yet. Janet is the Lala of the Valley. Why didn't Janet own what she said about Michelle? Janet looks scared on Watch What Happens Live. I mean, it was her first Watch What Happens Live. Pam, the thought of those people is that if you are a Republican, it means you are a racist. And Janet learned from behind the scenes of Vanderpump Rules. She took good notes. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I'm going to get more into all of this on Friday's Hot Messy Topics with Kim from Bravo Breaking News. I can't wait to break it down with somebody like a co-host to have on here because it's really good. It is so good, you guys. And there's so much to talk about. Actually, oh, I didn't tell you guys this. By the way, I was going to watch it on my TV and the new puppy chewed up the remote. So thank you, Pippa, wherever she is, which also scares me because I feel like I can't keep track of her. All right, guys, pop off if you haven't already in the comment section. Smash the like button and show some love. We are going to be back Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Again, send Dave all of the love and well wishes to him and his beautiful wife. They are going to be expecting a baby soon. Well, they are expecting a baby, but they will be having their baby soon. So all of the positive energy going to Dave. And I just can't wait to get this move over. And I'm not complaining about it because I see sometimes where the comments go, Adam, stop complaining about your dog. Adam, don't complain about a move. Why do you move? Then don't do it. I'm just talking to you guys. And I can also find something to complain about with everything. But I usually stay positive. And I am still being positive while also complaining. So check that. That is a freaking art. Okay. I think I covered everything. Fun chatting with you all. Hope the rest of your day is great. Pippi Longsnoot. Australia loves you, Adam. Happy moving. Thank you. Adam, complain about whatever you want. We love you. I love animal talk. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. 700 in the room. Smash that like button. Bye, guys.